Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Halloween Horror Month, where we are taking a look at VHS 2, also known as SVHS for some reason that I couldn't figure out. This one only has 4 regular segments in it with the wraparound. Yeah, this was a little bit better. But much like the last one, there are 2 segments that I like. One that was okay, and one that was just like, okay, it's fine. The wraparound is called Tape 49 and follows this, these 2, I already forgot her name. These 2 investigators, private investigators, and we see that because this guy Larry is, catching this woman or guy, one of them, cheating on, I think it's the guy. He's cheating and he freaks out. And so, yeah. And then they get a call to go to this house. It's the same house from the first one. To find this missing guy, Kyle. Okay? And so they get there and there's a bunch of VHS tapes, there's a VCR, and they start going through them. And I'm just going to go through this whole thing. They go through them, weird things happen each time. At one point, like the girl is knocked out, and he says, you have a migraine, and he's gonna go to get like she has a bloody nose. You have a migraine. I'm gonna go. And I'll get you something. Comes back, she's knocked out. She's dead. And then, after like the final one, she comes back to life and comes after him. It's revealed that like you have to watch the tapes in a certain order. And then, because Kyle is narrating to them through a video he made, and then he unalives himself in the face and disappears just before they show up. So it was recording when they came in there. Somehow able to watch it, even though they have to rewind it to watch that. And then, the girl comes back, the woman comes back to life and goes after him. So he has a closet where he finds Kyle. Kyle kills him, he gives a thumbs up, and then this curse is just passing on. That's the whole wraparound, basically. They cut back and forth. Yeah. Like the first one resulted in everyone dead. This is, first one is Phase 1 clinical trials. So the wraparound was directed by Simon Barrett. So this one's directed by Adam Wingard also stars him as the main character of Herman. So I feel like they lost the idea of what this one really pisses me off, because I feel like, so I mentioned this in the first one, the webcam one made no sense because this is VHS, which means they're watching these on VHS tapes. How is there a webcam recording on a VHS tape? And here, this guy has a fake eye, and it's set to record everything, which I don't understand why it has to record everything, other than the purpose for this movie. They never really explain it. He's like, so you're gonna record everything? Yeah. So if I'm taking a shit, they're gonna record that? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but like, how is recording from an eyeball going onto a VHS tape? You have to put common knowledge. I guess they decided to try to use GoPros in this, and that makes even less sense than the webcams. But I digress. So he gets this new eye and he starts to see weird things. And he also sees this woman following him around, and her name is Clarissa, and she says she got an cochlear ear implant from the same people. Now she can hear the spooks. And so I guess to distract them from that, they have sex. They get busy, have sex, do it, and you see boobies in this like the last one. I guess the characters are a little bit better than the ones in the last one. They find a way to work in the boobs in this, though. I'll tell you. There's no reason for her to have, like, the beginning, he's following someone who's cheating, and you just get nice big ones. And here, she's just like, "Oh, you gotta strike yourself." She takes her top off. Is it? We don't see the sex, but he goes into the bathroom and he's like, "Hey, can I have a copy of that? Just put it on a disc for me. Don't watch it though. How are they gonna know when to start it, when to stop it if they don't watch it?" I'm just saying. Plus, you know they're gonna watch it. They probably already have watched it several times while making this motion. Anyway, Adam Wingard, like I said, plays the main character here, and he's a little more laid-back version of himself. But these ghosts attack. I guess they're victims of car accident he was involved with. I guess. Yeah, and they kill the woman. I don't know what she has a connection to them, but she dies, and he thinks, "Oh, if I take my fake eye out, it'll stop it." It doesn't, and he ends up dead. This is the one that was just okay. Next, we have one that is decent. A ride in the park. Again, GoPro, so it doesn't really make any sense, but this guy named Mike, he's riding his bike in the park when he comes across this woman who is puking. Turns out she's in the embrace of a zombie outbreak. Yeah, she's turning into a zombie, and unfortunately, she bites our man Mark, who eventually succumbs to that, and he becomes a zombie. So we're actually following a zombie POV through this part, as he and the other zombies are attacking the people and attack a kid's birthday party. It's really cool. I like this. Not much to say though. The next one's gonna have a lot to say, but this one, it's a zombie thing, and they get taken out, but the zombies do win. But yeah, it's a fun little short zombie POV thing. This was directed by Eduardo Sanchez and Greg Hale, who you may know because they're responsible for the Blair Witch Project. The main character's name is Mike. Now, we get to what's the longest and the best, and also the most frustrating, short in this movie. Safe Haven, or as I like to call, the Sacrament Indonesia style. Yes, so we are in Indonesia with our characters Malik or Malik, Lena, Adam, and Joni. And they are interviewing this guy named Father. And he runs this compound called the Safe Haven, right? This compound in which they're trying to teach people their ways. And they've agreed for this documentary crew to watch them. The frustrating part. Pick a language. You're going to do it in Indonesian, fine. I'd rather you not. I'd rather have it all in English. But if you do it in Indonesian, fine. Do it in Indonesian. Or do it all in English. They go back and forth between Indonesian and English so much that it's confusing. I have to read. Oh, they speak English now. So they can understand what they're saying. I got to look over here. It's a little frustrating. So they investigate. So Lena and Malik are together. That's an important part. They get there. Joni is interviewing Father, and Father is telling him all about their ways and what goes on here. Meanwhile, there's a breakdown going on because Malik has found out that Lena is pregnant. Or no, Malik is listening in as Adam confronts Lena because Lena has found out that she is pregnant. It's Adam's child because she was cheating on Malik with him, and she's gonna keep it and not let him have anything to do with it. Ooh. I sense a court case in your future. Well, if the events of this movie didn't happen, I would sense it. I know, because I've been there. Trust me on this. So, yeah. Malik, of course, overhears this because they have microphones on. And she's getting sick. And then this weird lady called Madam is following her around with these other ladies. I'm sorry. My back itches. So like I said, Madam and these one ladies surround her until Malik intervenes. Like, hey, what are you doing? And then the shit hits the fan. Okay? Because all of a sudden the siren goes off. Siren goes off. I like the siren in the first one, but and Father is like, it's time. He takes his shirt off and he like comes after Joni, eventually killing him. We see these women taking these cups of colored liquid to the children. And if you've seen the sacrament, you know what happens to the children. It's not good. It's no good happened here. Nope. And eventually they're found deep, unfortunately. And then just things get weird. Malik is eventually killed, and Adam basically is cornered by this father while Lena is taken away. Father then explodes for no reason other than to have a blood spat, which is pretty cool. The radio silence secretly direct this, or do they have input? Hey, you should do a blood, you know. And at one point, Adam does find a woman who looked like she had given birth to something, and she's basically dying. But he finds Lena to rescue her, and then something bursts out of her stomach, killing her. This is the confusing part. So it's this big creature that I guess was foretold, but the situation is, like, the exposition of Lena being pregnant, telling Adam that she's pregnant, them trying to grab her because she's pregnant, and then you're giving birth to this Minotaur goat thing. All too fast for it to be, like, predestined by these people. Like, she's barely showing, right? Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's cool and everything, but it just doesn't, I don't know. I have a hard time, like, I do not believe they knew she was pregnant before they met up. I feel like they didn't know, because it seems like after she has that confrontation with Adam where she tells him, that's when the women start to kind of swoop in, you know? Because they know she's pregnant. But again, that's just too quick for them to set this up, you know? Well, Adam then has to fight the reincarnated versions of Malik and Joni and the children, and he has to fight the children, but it escapes, only to then be bomb rushed by the Minotaur thingy, and is killed off screen. But I love how he's like, the Minotaur pops his over and goes, "Papa," and then he just fucking loses it. I say this was long. I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, this is the same segment? This is long. This could be its own movie. You know? Yeah, it's the best one too, you know. Then we have Slumber Party Alien Abduction. I'm sorry. Just saying the name made me doze off. It's a bunch of kids messing with their older sister and her friends. They have a camera, a GoPro attached to a dog, which, again, makes no sense VHS-wise. How about that? I took on my throat and I was trying to get a drink before I coughed, but it just looked weird. This one, so Safe Haven was directed by Timo Tadgianto and Gareth Evans. This one is directed by Jason Eisner, who would do a feature-length version called Kids vs. Aliens. So basically what happens is there's these kids with foul mouths, or basically like Shia LaBeouf and Constantine. Stop swearing, you can't do it right. They're just throwing out swear words left and right, not knowing what they mean, right? And they have a GoPro attached to a dog. They're bugging their older sisters and stuff. And aliens come and invade and abduct them and possibly kill the dog. The end. Basically it. And like I said, the wraparound kind of is around that too. This was good. Pretty good. And so far, so good. Although I've heard things. Not good things, but I've heard things about VHS Viral. And like I said, they're not good. They're not. This was another solid entry. A lot of people think this is better than the first one. I think Safe Haven is the best one. But one great one with two that are just okay and one that is meh. Don't really. But I think I'd still prefer the first one. But Safe Haven is the best segment out of all of these, I would say. Ranking the segments in this one, I would go with Slumber Party Alien Massacre, Phase 1 Clinical Trials, A Ride in the Park, and Safe Haven on top. If I'm going to do all the segments, okay, so we're going to go with, let's see, Second Honeymoon, Slumber Party Alien Massacre, Slumber Party Alien Massacre, Second Honeymoon, Phase 1 Clinical Trials, or Tuesday the 17th, Phase 1 Clinical Trials, The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily when she was younger, A Ride in the Park, Amateur Night, or 10/31/98 Amateur Night, and Safe Haven. Yes, okay. I should write these down. Did it off the top of my head. But yes, it's still a good movie. I don't know about the third one. We'll see. But what are your thoughts on VHS 2? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. For watching, I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.